All right, guys, welcome back to Vehicle View. Today we're in a 2015 BMW M3. Obviously, no need for an introduction for this car, but if you want to kind of talk about, I guess, why you went with this besides, the fact that it really is kind of the standard, I guess, for performance.
It is.
Yeah.
So I got into this car because I actually got into a really bad accident with my last one. So somebody rear-ended me and totaled the car, and I had it towed to the BMW dealer. I had a 7 Series actually, which was really, really nice. Wasn't planning to sell it, and then we just moved to Arizona actually 2 years ago.
Okay.
So I got the car about a year ago, and I saw in my old garage in Miami, and they have a lot of nice cars. They had a white M3 standing there.
Yeah.
Same year as mine, and I told my wife I really, really like this car.
Yeah.
Anyway, turns out my car's totaled. Is at BMW, and I walked in, traded in the total car.
Yeah.
And asked, do you have a white M3 sitting on here? Because I really need a car. We have a newborn child. I need to get into my car as soon as possible. And they said, yeah, we just got one in. So, and that's, yeah, it worked. I'm actually born, raised German.
Okay,
so I moved here when I was about 24. Okay. And now I'm a little bit older. So this is, I think, number 7 or 8 at this point in my life. And the third one in the U.S.
Okay, yeah. Have you been in other M cars or?
No, I have not.
Your first one?
I had my first BMW was actually an E36 325.
Okay.
It's a company called Kalleners that is just like AC Schnitzer and what M Performance does or M does today in Germany. So they had actually built that entire engine. And it had the M kits that you could buy for the E36. Okay. So it looked exactly like one. It drove like one, but wasn't the right engine. I always had the M packages on my car.
You wanted the performance model, yeah.
And I guess also, these cars are not cheap compared to the other models, where you're looking at, like I had before the 7 Series, I had actually a 650. And I built the entire car on the outside to look like the M6.
Yeah.
Price tag completely different.
Sure, definitely. I mean, it's a huge price jump, and you can spec these things. I mean,
and you know what? I do.
High.
Yeah, absolutely. And the interesting part really is when you actually go from non-M cars into an M car, it's a complete different car. It's not just the interior or the exterior; it's the engine, it's the handling. Everything is completely different, and that really drew me also to this car.
I don't think a lot of people understand that either. With like when they're looking at like the price difference, right? I think people aren't thinking about all the components that go into these cars. There's so much just besides, it's faster, right?
Yes, it's more than that, way more than
different experience, I think. Just sitting in these seats, I mean.
Yeah,
so let's get into, I guess, what you've done power-wise.
All right, so I started off by driving to LA for a meeting, actually, and I called Gintania up there in Los Angeles, and so they did a full ECU flash on the car. Okay. Had them install some downpipes. The Burble Tune comes as an option if you want it.
Okay.
So you hear it backfiring when I'm getting off the gas.
Yeah.
Right. So which is really, really nice. Car has much more pull these days. There's more pressure going onto the turbos. Did the charge pipes, which don't really add anything to it. It's just you have a lot of pressure now going into the turbos, and the OEM charge pipes are prone to actually either break or come off.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So I have some engine charge pipes now. I did the intake from engine. It's an open intake as well. It's an okay intake. It's not the prettiest, but I don't understand necessarily always they call it the M tax when it comes to these cars. And really nice intake, an air intake, which in my opinion doesn't add any power whatsoever. It just looks nice, and maybe you hear the turbo spool a lot, will run you $2,000. That's just exactly. So
no, I definitely the M tax. That makes sense. Yeah.
And power wise, I don't know if really the exhaust, the muffler does anything to it. The downpipes, obviously in the tune they do.
Yes.
So I haven't had it on the dyno yet. The car comes with a sport display, so it will tell you the horsepower as well as the torque. Torque goes into max when I actually floor it. we're probably looking at 500 plus horsepower to the wheel or so. Car comes originally, I think, with 427 or
wow. It's so easy to make power with turbos. It's so
it is, but I just couldn't grab the fact that the Camaro SS can, pull away in corners.
Yeah.
Just because of no turbo lag. And so I was like, oh, you know what? Gintano sounds good. I did the tune. I love them. The guys are great. And the car sounds great.
Yeah. Well, because that's the biggest complaint, I think, with a lot of new BMWs is versus the AMGs. People want the sound, right?
Correct.
I think with exhaust, these cars sound amazing. And this one sounds great to me.
This particular exhaust, actually, I had to wait over 6 months to build. Yeah.
Wow.
They're really behind. They're custom built by GT House.
Yeah.
And because I have a newborn, the car, as is right now, the valves are open. It was kind of loud.
Yeah.
And they actually have that option of the valve control, so I actually can go.
Cool.
With a remote control, or actually program the remote control into the garage door opener, so I can actually close it with the buttons.
That's nice. Yeah.
And so the baby can sleep.
That flexibility, that's the best.
Exactly.
Okay, so Phil, we obviously from the looks of you, you've done a lot to the BMW. Can you go into detail, I guess, what you've done internally, or I guess with the interior and the exterior of your car?
Sure. First, I guess I started off with putting the M Performance electric steering wheel on it. Didn't do much yet to the interior. Otherwise, put some carbon fiber covers for the door handles, changed the door mats, the paddles, the trim for the DCT, and that's pretty much it for the interior, unless you count the Recaro sport seat for my daughter.
It's very nice. The carbon pieces actually make the car, I guess the interior look really nice. Compared to, we have a 320 at home, but just, the difference between that and it's all this, just subtle touches, but, it really changes the look of the car, I guess, inside.
Yeah, absolutely. Most of the carbon fiber actually comes already from factory.
Really?
So it comes with the carbon fiber roof, unless you take the sunroof as an option.
Mm-hmm.
And you can change, when you buy the car, you can actually go and change the trim into a silver, aluminum, or carbon fiber. So
yeah. I
bought the car used, and I was looking actually for a carbon fiber interior. And a lot of the parts that BMW sells directly, you can actually get at port when you deliver the car, already installed. So a lot of the parts you could technically already order actually directly from the dealership.
Mm-hmm. And I guess you kind of got lucky with that.
I guess I got lucky, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What made you go with the steering wheel?
It lights up there just like the Formula One one.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch Formula One or any NASCAR or whatnot, when you look at the steering wheel, it goes with, depending on how the setting is, with the RPMs, it actually will show you you're going from green to yellow to red, and you know when to shift. So to me, it's just looks. It has no other function really. You don't really need it, in my opinion. It has a lot of other function you can get with it for the track use. Mm-hmm. I don't track my car, so to me it's useless. But you can do quarter mile stuff on it, lap timing and all that stuff. You can actually program that steering wheel, and it's just a fun ad. Honestly.
Yeah.
Just like it.
It looks, I guess, when you said it's more for looks, but it looks really nice. When I first saw it, and I was like, wow. You don't really see that normally in cars like these. But let's talk about the exterior more. What do you have done there?
I started off, I got the car off the lot on the Monday, and it was lowered already on the Thursday.
Yeah.
I was just sitting a little bit high, so I started off with that, and I'm 9 months into the car now since I have it, and I got it stock. I went to few different routes actually, where I've experimented with the side skirts, changed them a couple of times, the diffuser, changed them a couple of times. So now currently I'm having a front spoiler from AC Schnitzer, as well as the lip. Cool stuff, Japanese company with a Formula One brake light in the rear and the diffuser.
Okay.
End-lay side skirts, which are pretty neat because they actually have a little wing in the front instead of the rear.
Yeah.
So that's pretty neat, I think. for some reason I had that idea of, I'm a big fan of muscle cars.
Yeah.
Never owned actually one, but when I saw the hood of this car, I always looked at the hood and the scoop it has already from factory on it. Not that there are any holes, but I figured it might be looking neat if I actually stay with the black and white theme and wrap the interior just off the hood in black. So I did that. Did the wheels, changed them already a couple of times. I stayed initially with the original 437 BMW OEM M wheels.
Yeah.
The car came with silver wheels. I didn't like that, so I actually sold these. Got the same ones in two-tone black and silver.
Yeah.
And I love them. But then again, I came across these particular stance wheels, and so I changed them to what it is today, which is really, really neat because I like that wheel a lot. Besides, the stance is really nice and the size really works well with the car. They actually have the same tone, pretty much close to the original design that BMW had. And that was, I guess, the reason why I chose those particular wheels. And I didn't want to go, again, like I did in previous cars, spending $10,000 on wheels, then never getting them back. Actually, you know, you never get the money back that you put in, but
definitely,
I just didn't want to have that. And I think then just cosmetics, I&D actually has a lot of little parts. You know, that the car comes with a lot of chrome parts, chrome grille, chrome side markers. You know, you have the DOT requires the American cars to have orange reflectors in the front, in the bumper, and so I changed those out to be in the color of the car. Did black side markers, black grille, and then obviously, as you can hear maybe on the camera later on, I changed the exhaust. That's a Meisterschaft GT House exhaust.
Yeah, I've noticed that. You hear a lot of backfire. It sounds really nice.
That's the engine tune I actually got done by Gintani in Los Angeles.
Okay.
So got the ACU flashed, and they have an option of the burble tune. So when I go off the gas, you hear the backfiring of the car, and you know, some people like it, some people don't. You know, I prefer having it. It just sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like music to your ears.
Sounds a little bit like a race car, yeah.
And the exhaust you have one with the purple tips?
They're
purple, blue,
actually, it's an option that GT House has. You know, you can get a full titanium one or stainless steel, but I ordered the stainless steel one with titanium tips actually. So they
Gotcha.
It looks really nice.
It does. You know, it's like little subtle touches that, you know, make the car look good.
Absolutely, and sound good actually.
Yeah.